Welcome back to peer-guided DBT lessons, provided by DBT skills application, Peers Helping Peers. This week in our peer-guided DBT lessons, we begin Module 2-1, Introduction to Distress Tolerance. As we start this week's lesson, we would like to once again remind everyone we're simply peers helping peers as we all strive to gain more peaceful, harmonious, and productive lives. What is distress tolerance? Distress tolerance is surviving without making the situation worse. Skills provided in this module include distracting with wise mind accepts. Each letter in the word accepts brings forth a wise mind skill which can be used to distract. A for activities, C for contributing, C for comparisons, E for emotions, use opposite, P for pushing away, T for thoughts, S for sensations. Other skills in this module include self-soothing with our five senses: taste, smell, see, hear, and touch. Another set of skills in this module includes improve the moment. With each skill starting with a letter in the word improve, we have I for imagery, M for meaning, P for prayer, R for relaxation, O for one thing at a time, V for vacation, and E for encouragement. Another set of skills we will be learning about in this module are the tip skills, where we have T for temperature, I for intense exercise, P for paced breathing, and P for progressive paired muscle relaxation. Another set of skills we will be learning about are the stop skills, where S is for stop, T is for take a step back, O for observe, and P for proceed mindfully. Other DBT skills used to distress tolerance include using pros and cons, accepting reality, willingness, turning your mind, radical acceptance, half smiling, willing hands. And we've included some additional skills which are not necessarily included in traditional DBT, but can be quite helpful crisis skills. They include cloud hands, earthing, grounding. The skills we have been looking at are considered crisis skills, but many people find some of these skills helpful at other times too. What is a crisis? A crisis is when you have a serious problem, but you can't solve it, at least not now. In a crisis, there is pressure to solve the problem, and it is difficult to stop trying. In a crisis, emotions are high, so the problem is distressing, and having high emotions generally makes things worse. A crisis is short-term. If it is happening all the time, it isn't a crisis. It's your life. Ask yourself, can I solve this crisis? If yes, solve it. Stick with it. Don't take your eye off the ball and do what it takes. If no, or at least not right now, stop trying to solve it. Trying to solve something you can't will often make it worse and send your emotions soaring through the roof. Focus on distress tolerance skills during an unsolved crisis. The yellow circle illustrated here are some things we cannot solve. They include other people's actions, other people's words, other people's play, other people's mistakes, other people's feelings, other people's ideas, and other people's behavior. Inside the green circle shows us some things we can control. They include my words, my actions, my ideas, my play, my effort, my mistakes, and my behavior. When a distressing event happens, ask yourself, is there anything I can do to change the circumstances or the outcome of the situation? If the answer is no, use distress tolerance skills. If the answer is yes, ask yourself the next question. Can I solve the problem right now? If the answer is no, use distress tolerance skills. If the answer is yes, ask yourself the next question. Will it be helpful to change the circumstances or outcome? If the answer is no, use distress tolerance skills. If the answer is yes, ask yourself, what am I willing to do to solve the problem? If you can't change it, or if you can't change it now, or if changes you could make would make the situation worse, then skills are needed to tolerate the problem. Marsha M. Linehan is an American psychologist and author. She is the creator of dialectical behavior therapy, a type of psychotherapy that combines behavioral science with Zen concepts, such as acceptance and mindfulness. Marsha Linehan states, DBT emphasizes learning to bear pain skillfully. The ability to tolerate and accept distress is an essential mental health goal for at least two reasons. First, pain and distress are a part of life. They cannot be entirely avoided or removed. The inability to accept this immutable fact itself leads to increased pain and suffering. Second, distress tolerance, at least over the short run, is part and parcel of any attempt to change oneself. Otherwise, impulsive actions will interfere with efforts to establish desired changes. Marsha goes on to say, the distress tolerance behaviors targeted are concerned with tolerating and surviving. Tolerating distress is not removing, or sometimes even reducing distress. There are other skills for reducing emotions. Don't expect distress tolerance skills to make you feel better. The fact is that you often may feel better, but that is not the purpose of the skill. The skills are so you won't make the situation worse. If the skills prevent the crisis getting worse, but don't make you feel better, don't stop. If you do, things may get worse. So, if you use distress tolerance skills, you will survive as well as you are able, and be more prepared to learn those skills to help you feel better. And the more you learn to tolerate a crisis without making it worse, the more competent and confident you will become. In next week's lesson, we will be examining distress tolerance using Wise Mind Accepts.